Imagine diving into the ocean and just staying there. No oxygen tanks, no scuba gear, no need to come up for air, ever. You take a deep breath, and instead of drowning, you start breathing underwater like a fish.
What would that feel like? Would we all move underwater? Build cities below the waves? Or would things get a little gross?
All right, here's the deal. Fish can breathe underwater because they have gills, special organs that pull oxygen out of water. There's actually oxygen in H2O, just not in a form we can use. Fish pass water over their gills, and those tiny blood vessels grab dissolved oxygen and send it through their bloodstream. Humans, on the other hand, have lungs. Great for air, terrible for water. If you tried to breathe water right now, your lungs would fill up and, well, you'd stop being part of this thought experiment.
So let's say somehow we evolved gills that actually work. Maybe behind our ears or along our ribs. You wake up one morning, jump into your bathtub, and suddenly you can breathe underwater. First off, the sensation would be super weird. You'd have to get used to inhaling liquid instead of air. Fish don't really inhale. Water just flows through their mouths and out through their gills. So you'd need to constantly keep your mouth open underwater to keep oxygen flowing. Not the most graceful look, but hey, you can live underwater now. Within hours, the world would change dramatically. Coastal cities would become prime real estate. Forget beach houses, people would start building underwater neighborhoods. Coral reefs would turn into the new suburbs. Swimming pools would become luxury apartments. Diving competitions would turn into, well, just walking to work. The oceans would become crowded with people exploring the deep, waving at fish like they're the locals, which they kind of would be. But, and this is a big but, we'd face new challenges. For one, the ocean isn't just water. It's cold, and pressure increases fast. For every 10 meters, about 33 feet, you go down, the pressure around you increases by 1 atmosphere. That means your ears, lungs, and organs would be squeezed, tighter than your jeans after Thanksgiving. We'd need tougher bodies, denser bones, flexible cartilage, maybe even thicker skin like dolphins to handle the pressure.
Our voices would sound weird too, since sound travels faster in water. Talking underwater would be muffled and bubbly, so we'd probably develop hand signals or bubble patterns to communicate.
And then there's the food situation. Humans can't eat underwater easily. Chewing and swallowing while surrounded by water? Not ideal. So we might evolve a new way to absorb nutrients, maybe from seaweed or plankton, or invent underwater food pods. Sushi restaurants would go out of business overnight because we'd basically become the sushi. Now here's where it gets wild. If humans could live underwater full-time, we'd start colonizing the deep ocean, a place darker, colder, and more mysterious than outer space. Imagine glowing underwater cities powered by tidal energy. Schools, the learning kind, not the fish kind, would float around coral domes. Humans could explore deep trenches where strange creatures live, the kind that never see sunlight. But with millions of people moving underwater, we'd probably cause chaos too. Pollution, noise, and waste would spread through ecosystems faster than ever. The oceans might get cloudy, reefs could die off, and fish species might vanish. And here's a twist. Breathing underwater doesn't mean you can't drown. If the water's polluted or low on oxygen, your gills wouldn't work properly. Just like how we suffocate in bad air, you could suffocate in bad water. So even as ocean breathers, we'd still depend on keeping the planet healthy, maybe even more than we do now. So, what have we learned? If humans could breathe underwater, it would completely transform our world, cities, culture, even our bodies. We'd explore the 70% of Earth we currently can't live in. But we'd also face new dangers, from pressure and predators
to our own pollution. It's fun to imagine, though, a future where humans and fish share the same world, gills fluttering in the current, watching the sunlight ripple from above. But for now, we'll stick to snorkeling and scuba tanks. Breathing air may be less exciting, but it's a lot less soggy.
If you enjoyed this dive into science and imagination, give this video a like. It helps more curious people find us. Drop your own what-if ideas in the comments. What crazy abilities should we explore next? And don't forget to subscribe, because curiosity doesn't sleep, even underwater.